he gets sideways. Pow! T-bones the Mustang. I was going, last minute decision, to a rally cross in Tennessee, which is 4 hours away. And I loaded up a car that was in my driveway. And rallycross is an autocross on dirt. It's really fun for somebody who always wished they did a real rally like me through the woods in Sweden. I wanted to and never have. It's late at night. It's after midnight. I'm driving my truck, towing this car I've borrowed. I'm on I-40 outside of Knoxville. Traffic is light. I've just passed a couple of semi trucks, and I'm pooping along in my truck, 70 and 73. And I get passed by a little group of sporty cars, a Pontiac G8 and two Mustangs. There may have been more, but that's what I remember. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention yet. These cars pull up, they pass by, and then they start slowing down. They spread out and they slow down. A lot. And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I start getting pissed because they're slowing down a lot. And I'm thinking about the semis I just passed, because when you're on the highway or in a race, you're part of a flow. I wrote a column called Racing Hydraulics, and it was about traffic, not about the brakes. So we're slowing down. These guys are lined up in front of me in these sporty cars. And I flashed my lights like, come on. I don't know. It felt like we weren't even moving, but we were probably down to 40, maybe 30, maybe 20, blocking the road. I was getting really pissed. And then I realized, wait a minute, this happened to me in Atlanta a year or two ago. A bunch of hot little Honda Civics came by late at night, slowed down in front of me. I realized these guys are setting up a race. Now I became more like a spectator, and I thought, hey, this could be kind of cool. What I didn't think was, my phone's right here, pick it up and video this. Not only that, but I'm a huge believer in dash cams. And I was sponsored by a dash cam company when I was racing for a couple of years. I own at least 3 of them. I was recently sent one to test that I've barely used. And I didn't have one in my truck. It's my tow vehicle. I could have that permanently mounted there, and they can be very useful in traffic situations, and they can be trouble if you do something bad. You know, you kind of need a instant erase or take the thing down if you get in trouble. If you get pulled over, you don't want a dash cam. But regardless, I'm slowing down. I don't think about grabbing a camera because it's all happening pretty quick, and I figure it out. I'm still hoping I don't get run into from behind because we're really slow. I see the guys have their windows down and they're kind of yelling back and forth, and they're setting up a drag race is what they're doing. I'm sure there's a name for this kind of impromptu drag race, but you stop the traffic, it clears ahead of you, and then you go. That's what the Civics did a couple years ago here in Atlanta. And so they line up, and I'm first. I'm the car behind them. They're blocking the highway, and they do their blah, 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 go, right? And they stand on it, and all of a sudden, it's leaving Cars and Coffee. The G8 spins his tires. He gets sideways. Pow! T-bones the Mustang. I mean, right in front of me, from me to you. And I'm like, whoa, I feel like I'm in a Firestone Firehawk race, which is this crazy series I was in for many years. It was like racing, and I'm in the brakes. I'm like, whoa, the G8 T-bones the Mustang. The Mustang has never had car control training. So the G8 spins, parts are flying everywhere. I'm running over them. And the Mustang is still going, and he's still on it. He doesn't lift because he's probably part of that school of power out of trouble, or he's just scared. He's just been T-boned, and he's, that happens a lot. That people will freeze on the gas. I've learned this in my car control training. If you ever get in big trouble in a car, no pedals. Don't stay off the gas, stay off the brakes. Terry Wood, my driving instructor way back when, always said, when you're in trouble, the gas only makes you crash faster. And who wants to crash faster? Well, the Mustang stays in it. He's been hitting the side. He's doing a death wiggle on power. I'm trying to not hit the G8, which is spinning to the left in front of me. There's a wall there, and under power, boom, into the wall, under power. You want to crash hard? Crash on the power. And flattens the front of the Mustang. The Mustang bounces off the wall, and we're about down to zero. And by now the semis have caught up, and a bunch of other cars coming up behind us. And the G8 has stopped spinning, and there was, I think, another Mustang off to the right that I don't think got involved. But they stopped to see if their buddy was okay, because that was a real crash. I mean, he powered in, and I managed to avoid the Mustang, and the semis were coming in, and I kept going. I didn't want to get hit myself. And I figured these guys had it figured out. And I'm an innocent bystander watching this, right? I have a sort of a race car on the trailer behind me. I'm not part of this. I don't know these guys. I'm just trying to get through and not get hurt. So I keep going. I miss them. Everything settles down. And then I realize I've got 3 dash cams. And if I'd had one up, I would have this incredible video for my Randy Pobst YouTube channel that's real, that really happened to really me. No, it's just up here in my brain. And I missed them and went on my way. And we checked the paper the next morning, and there was nothing about anybody dying or anything, which is good. I was just kicking myself for not having that dash cam, especially in a tow vehicle. Tow vehicle's safe. You're not going to do anything too crazy. It's more likely somebody's going to do something to you, which is when you really want it. So keep your dash cam in a position where you can grab it if you need to keep it safe. Probably that's the best thing about a dash cam, is getting to see some of the crazy stuff that happens in front of you. Because all of you out there, you know you've seen some crazy stuff. And it's fun to show your friends and post it on YouTube.
Homeowners insurance may just seem like some boring thing that you have to get a mortgage, but it can be a surprising way to actually save a lot of money. Policy Genius is your advocate to do that. They shop your policy and your insurance needs amongst all the major carriers and find you the best deal. In fact, every time it renews, Policy Genius does it all over again. They check everybody else, they make sure you're getting the best deal, and if there's a better deal out there, they switch you for free. Policy Genius can also bundle your homeowner's policy with your car insurance policy and save you even more. Policy Genius has saved their combined auto and home insurance customers an average of $1,127 a year. So visit the link in the description below, tell them a little bit about yourself and your property, and they'll tell you if you're getting the best deal. Be sure to thank them for their support of VINwiki.